Welcome to the PIDP 3230, assignment number 3 on informal assessment. My name is Nicole Laybourn, and I'm going to walk you through the classroom assessment technique of the background knowledge probe. This information is in reference to the book by Thomas A. Angelo and K. Patricia Cross called Classroom Assessment Techniques, a handbook for college teachers. I will also be referencing resources from the K. Patricia Cross Academy website. Classroom assessment techniques, otherwise known as CATS, is a form of student assessment that focuses on course improvement or the improvement of teaching and learning in the classroom. CAT's primary goal is to better understand your students' learning and improve your teaching. The principal drive in the background knowledge probe is to understand your students' current level of knowledge by filling out a short questionnaire or quiz that will help teachers find an appropriate starting point to begin their instructions. How does the background knowledge probe work best? According to the K. Patricia Cross Academy website, a background knowledge probe is a short, simple, and focused questionnaire that students fill out at the beginning of a course or the start of a new unit that helps teachers identify the best starting point for the class as a whole. It allows you to direct students to appropriate resources that may support their learning, and by using open-ended questions in your questionnaire, it will help you plan course content appropriately. What are the advantages of the background knowledge probe? Some advantages to this strategy are to find out in advance any courses or relevant information the students may already have, so the teacher can adjust their instruction accordingly. This is an opportunity to better understand your students and improve your curriculum. It can also allow teachers to identify knowledge gaps, prioritize standards, and revise lesson plans in advance. For example, if you're teaching a course on healthcare practices and the students have answered in their background knowledge probe that they have all taken a course in medical terminology already, then the students would have prior knowledge of many of the terms and acronyms already. So the teaching can be adjusted to focus more on some of the practices that are not terminology related. What are some of the limitations of the background knowledge probe? Some students may think of a quiz or a test and get stressed or anxious about it, but encourage them to give honest and open feedback as a tool to support the educator's instruction, and that this will not be graded. However, explain that there will be points for completion to encourage participation. What are some of the best practices for the background knowledge probe? Before starting a new unit, concept, or topic, preparing 2 or 3 open-ended questions that will probe the students' existing knowledge and giving the teachers a starting off point for their instruction plan. Ask a question that everyone should be able to answer and a question that you deem to be more difficult. And always encourage participation and feedback. According to the K. Patricia Cross Academy, teachers should use the following questions to support the background knowledge probe. Number 1, what are the course characteristics? For example, what are the situational factors of this course? Number 2, clarify your teaching purpose and your learning goals. For example, why are you choosing this technique and what do you hope to accomplish? Number 3, identify the learning tasks, underlying problem, and prompt. Example, what is the question you want the learners to address or the problem you want them to solve? Number 4, set assignment parameters. Example, what are the assignment's logistics? Is it group work, length of assignment, and what materials or resources are needed? Number 5, develop a plan for learning assessment or grading. For example, how will you determine the learning has occurred? Do you have a grading system? Do you use a rubric? What is the criteria and standards? Number 6, communicate assignment parameters to the students. For example, how will you communicate this with your students? Number 7, implement the technique. Example, how will you adapt the steps and procedures to your students? And number 8, reflect on the activity and evaluate its effectiveness. Did this help you accomplish your goals? What worked well and what could be improved? How will you provide feedback to your learner by using the background knowledge probe? How are you going to share the information to the class? Are you arranging for group work to discuss the responses, creating a chart or a graph to share, or creating a poll that shows in real time people's responses? I hope you have enjoyed this presentation and found some useful tools to use in the classroom. Thank you.